knows every shadow like a lover's name. Her steps a rhythm, a deadly game. Fingers chase the edge of time. She rewrites the world, one line at a time.
Chapter 11. The French Betrayal. Fog rolls through the narrow Berlin street like thick, gray smoke, creeping along the pavement and twisting between buildings like a living thing. The city breathes quietly beneath the heavy curtain. The distant hum of night traffic, muffled as if underwater. Above, a single, flickering streetlight struggles to pierce the gloom, its intermittent glow casting the alley in an uncertain half-light. Shadows twitch and stretch, rippling across walls and pavement, twisting the familiar into shapes sinister and strange. Beneath this wavering glow, Ananya stands motionless, her back pressed hard against the rough brick of the building behind her. The cold presses through her coat, but it's not the chill of autumn night air that weighs on her. It's the electric tension in the air, the taut edge of threat that thrums through every nerve. Every cell of her body screams danger, warning her to run, to disappear into the fog and vanish from this street forever. But she will not move. She cannot. 3 days. 3 relentless days since she had fled Delhi, the city she had called home, which had become a cage of shadows and lies. 3 days in which shadowy forces hunted her across borders and cities, their reach long and merciless. The spy agencies of Europe, Asia, and the Americas, following threads of whispered secrets and encrypted signals, closing in with the cold precision of a net tightening. Berlin was supposed to be sanctuary, a place where the chase might falter. But in her line of work, sanctuary is nothing but a fleeting illusion. Hanging heavy and cold around her neck is the quantum device, small enough to fit in the palm of a hand, yet powerful enough to rewrite the rules of communication and information forever. To some, it is a miracle, a tool of unprecedented connection and understanding. To others, it is a weapon, a tool for control or chaos that must be seized or destroyed. And she carries it like a weight, as a beacon drawing danger from every direction. The Russians had played their part in helping her escape, their hands never free of hidden motives and silent bargains. She knows that every favor exacts a price, and their generosity tastes ever so slightly of poison. From the fog emerges a quiet motion. A silhouette materializes first from the corner of her eye, then steps fully into the light. Lucien, the ghost she never quite banished from her memories. Moving with the smooth, lethal grace of a predator, he is unchanged in the way that matters. The same almost cat-like quiet in his steps, the same air of danger and control. 5 years since they last met face to face. 5 long years she thought she had forgotten what he did. She was wrong. His coat hangs perfectly on his broad shoulders, and his face, once unmarked, now carries lines of tension and stress, a map of years spent living in shadows. The slight crease between his brows speaks of burdens he carries privately, reminders of debts too steep to pay. Ananya, his voice comes soft, the familiar French accent wrapping around her name like a ghost of old promises. It is the same voice that once whispered tender words in foreign hotel rooms, in a world where she believed love and espionage could exist side by side. Her own voice is steady, even though her heart races beneath her ribs. "Lucien," she replies, each word measured a shield. "Still pretending to be a tourist? Berlin must bring back memories for both of us." She drags the memories up on purpose. This is where he shattered her, where trust died and bitterness took root. The place where their shared past became a graveyard of hope. He smiles, but it doesn't reach his eyes, which darken with old sorrow. "Some memories," he says softly, "are worth revisiting, even when they hurt. Maybe especially when they hurt." The fog coils between them, thick and heavy like the weight of all the things neither of them said. The frozen silence of the alley makes it feel as if time itself holds its breath, letting them speak without the world listening. "Why?" The word escapes her before she can stop it, raw with 5 years of anger and unanswered questions. "Why did you betray me in Berlin? Why make me believe in something that was never real?" He struggles visibly. The clash of personal feeling and rigid spy training fights in his eyes. When he speaks, it is slow and heavy, each word a burden. My agency left me no choice. The mission demanded sacrifice. Your spy network had grown too successful. Moscow was closing in. I had to sever ties to save your life. He frames betrayal as protection, abandonment as salvation. But Ananya knows the cruel calculus of spies. They turn hearts into weapons, love into strategy. So you destroyed everything, she says bitterly, to protect me from dangers I never asked for. How very French. You call it noble sacrifice. I call it cold necessity. His laugh is bitter, haunted. Do you think it was easy? Walking away from the only thing that ever meant something to me? I've carried that weight for 5 years. Every day I wonder if there was another way. The fog thickens, swallowing sound, blurring the edges between them. For a moment they are alone, two ghosts tethered by unseen chains. They threatened you. Lucien lowers his voice so she must lean in. Not with blunt force. French intelligence does not use crude threats, but they threaten to destroy your career, to isolate you, to exile you to missions where survival was a cruel gamble. His words carve new wounds on old hurts. She was a pawn even before the betrayal, a tool in a game that never considered her humanity. You could have warned me, she whispers, anger softened to something harder, resignation. You could have told me, shared the burden instead of vanishing. His eyes are hollow, shadows of sleepless nights and endless regrets. Warning you would have destroyed the plan, ruined the protection my silence afforded. Sometimes love demands choices that feel like betrayal. He dresses abandonment as sacrifice, emotional manipulation as devotion. This is the spy's bitter truth. Relationships are collateral operational necessities. Love, she spits the word, tasting its bitterness. You call destroying someone's trust love? Walking away without a word, leaving them to fall alone? The alley seems to become a stage where past and present collide, veiled by Berlin's creeping fog. Lucien speaks of Prague, the last mission they shared. 3 days of flawless teamwork, saving lives. Trust had seemed possible then. She remembers, the steady touch guiding her eyes over blueprints, the fragile hope that love might survive their shadowed world. Perfect cooperation, fatal betrayal. She replies, her voice cracking with pain. 3 days believing in something beyond the job, and then months wondering if it was ever real. He admits the truth. Everything was real. The connection, the hope, fragile and bright against the dark currents of their worlds. The fog begins to lift as a cold breeze curls through the alley. The diplomatic row is near, a fragile sanctuary where immunity shields the powerful, where dangerous business hides behind polite facades. Lucien shifts tone. Soft confession mutates into cold briefing. The quantum device has drawn a storm. Assassins and mercenaries from Russia, China, America, hunters vying to crush or capture its power. The stakes are no longer personal. They are global and deadly. Her encrypted phone vibrates, the warning clear and urgent. Berlin compromised, hostiles incoming, extraction recommended within 15 minutes. Steeling herself, Ananya pulls handcuffs from her jacket pocket. No hesitation, no mercy, no more second chances, she says with steel in her voice. The cuffs click tight around Lucien's wrists. His calm unnerves her. This won't end what's coming, he warns. Cuffing me won't stop the storm. As if on cue, the fog explodes with violence. Shadows materialize, lethal figures moving beneath civilian guise. Gunfire cracks, muzzle flashes light the acrid air. Russian contractors, Lucien identifies. Sokolov's men, the FSB's wrath for betrayal. Her mind sharpens. Training overtakes feeling. Each breath, each shot, a dance with death. The quantum device pulses against her heart, a ticking promise and threat. The enemy swarms, better armed, cloaked by fog's deceptive cover. Defense isn't enough. Survival demands something riskier. Key for the cuffs, Lucien breathes. Cooperation, not solo heroics. She weighs the betrayal against survival and releases him. The cuffs clatter, discarded relics of broken trust. Weapons appear in his hands, deadly extensions of cold experience. Extraction through Embassy District, he commands, firing as they move. Diplomatic immunity complicates pursuit. The alley becomes a war zone. Fog shields both friend and foe, reducing distances, forcing sound to guide their path. Muzzle flashes become beacons in the haze. Side by side, their moves synchronize. Muscle memory from Prague, years apart, collapsed into this brutal present. Intercepts, Lucien reports. More teams, Chinese, Americans, private military operators. The battlefield grows complex, alliances fragile. The quantum device's power fractures loyalties. Survival means temporary pacts forged in gunfire. Navigating fog, streets, and shadows, they avoid civilian harm. For the embassy district's fragile immunity must hold. Safe house ahead, Lucien's voice is a lifeline. French intel facility, fortified for just this scenario. Inside, they find sanctuary, shrouded in secrecy and tension. Intelligence reveals the war's vast reach. Nation-states, mercenaries, criminals, all circling the prize. The handcuffs rest on a metal table, symbols of fractured bonds, emotional scars no tactical convenience can heal. Lucien offers fragile acceptance. Some breaks cannot be mended, only understood. Outside, the city hums on, oblivious to the conflict beneath its skin, past and future colliding beneath restless skies. Trust is a luxury swallowed by necessity. Betrayal and protection converge in indistinguishable shades. The quantum device pulses steadily, a heart beating for promise, threat, and revolution. In Berlin's gathering darkness, survival, loyalty, and love remain unresolved, looming as silent questions between two shadows poised to face the wars still to come.
Her eyes burn cold, her touch ignites